Welcome, Tanner. We're going to go straight to questions. First up, John Sokoloff.
Tanner, two quick ones for you right here. One, what were your emotions like when you hit that homer to take the lead? And two, were you kind of surprised that they didn't walk you there with first base open and a couple runners at second and third?
Man, my first emotion was, going to the plate. I kind of prayed. I said, Lord, I know this is a big moment, and I just told him, I want you to know if I succeed or not, I still thankful for the ability you've given me and the opportunity you've given me to be in this moment. And then, secondly, I knew they were going to throw it to me. I had a rough night before that, but I have written on my glove in the outfield, it don't matter. And my first three at bats, those were behind me, and I knew I had another at bat or two to make a difference in the game.
David Murray.
Tanner, take us through that at bat. Just what did you see? What were you looking for?
Well, first off, I've played with that guy, Steven Schock, before when I was a incoming freshman in a summer league, and he's an unbelievable pitcher. He dominated that league I was in, and he's dominated all year long. So hats off to that guy. And but I knew I had a base open. I knew they weren't going to throw me a fastball, so I kind of had an idea. I was just trying to get a slider up in the zones so I can do some damage with.
Teddy Cahill.
Yeah, Tanner, you mentioned having a rough night, but you hitless on Sunday as well. I mean, just how did it feel to get the monkey off your back here in Omaha in such a big moment?
It was a big sigh of relief, man. I was, like I said, I hadn't had a hit in a couple of days, but honestly, it really doesn't faze me. It's all about the next at bat, and I'm sitting out there in the outfield already thinking about how they're going to pitch me my next at bat. So I'm just playing it one pitch at a time, man. That's all.
Joel Coleman.
TA, a couple of quick ones here, but when Kellum hits that home run, can you just talk about maybe the momentum shift, that just the jolt that sent through the dugout? And then, of course, back to back, you get Hatch, Rowdy, you three guys that have been here, 3 straight times, play a big role in that rally. Just how special is that to, I know you're celebrating the win, but I mean, you 3 guys that have been doing this for so long, having a huge part of that.
Oh, for sure. And don't forget about the play Cameron James made over there in the other team's dugout, man. That was an unbelievable play. Kind of got us the momentum back, and Kellum has a big swing, hits a home run. And we got on the board. We kind of got the monkey off our back as a team. And then, a lot of people are going to remember Rowdy's double in my home, but I'm going to tell you one thing that won't go unnoticed is Josh Hatcher's 2-strike fight at the plate to put the ball in play and get something started. That was big time. He hadn't got to play much lately, but I never doubted him one time. He's been playing a heck of defense late in the game, so hats off to that guy.
Robbie Falk.
TA, the game was kind of teetering early. It was 4-0. I think they had the bases loaded, a chance to really kind of blow it open there. And the bullpen was able to really settle down. And I think had 5 or 6 straight shutout innings. I know y'all weren't able to come through in those middle innings, but what kind of confidence did that give you guys that you were just a couple of big swings away from tying that thing or taking the lead?
Oh, for sure, man. They came out and shut them down completely, and that was huge because every time we get a 1-2-3 or they didn't score in that inning, we would always have momentum going to our dugout. And like I said, now we wouldn't always come through, but we'd always have that momentum, and we kind of kept it out of their dugout. So that played a big part in the game.
We'll go 2 more questions. Nick Suss.
Tanner, when the rally started, at what point did you realize you would be the go-ahead run? Were you kind of doing the math in the dugout knowing that you would be number 5?
Of course, man. I was standing in the dugout and I was telling Goat I'm going to face Schock. I know I will. Because the guy they brought in before was he didn't have his greatest stuff, but I saw him down there warming up, and I said, that's the guy I'm going to face right there. And then right when I saw, Rowdy get the double, that's when I first got to my mind. They got a base open. Probably not going to get much to hit, but I'm definitely going to look for a ball up in the zone.
And final question, Steve Robertson.
Yeah, when you guys are up against it, and Neil McGarry was dominant, obviously, but a lot of these younger guys look to you to see how to act. So how do you kind of handle yourself in the dugout, knowing that's going on, that these guys are kind of paying attention to you to see, is it just not our night? Or are we going to be okay?
It's funny you say that. First off, hats off to that guy for Virginia, man. He was unbelievable. Talking up to 97, 98, he was in the zone with a good slider. He got me twice on the slider. I tip my hat to him. That's the game. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But, as I was struggling throughout the game, I tried my best to just stay positive and keep the energy in the dugout and keep playing good defense because I knew eventually I'd get a chance, to help us win the game. And that the thought of having a big at bat late in the game kind of kept me in the game. So and also the young guys, I know they look to me and Rowdy and Riley Self and Hatch, all the older guys. We know how to handle the big moments, and we just had to stay positive as long as we could.
Thank you, Tanner. Congrats on the win. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome, Landon. We're going to go straight to questions. First up is Robbie Falk.
Landon, you ran out there right after that home run. I saw you sprint down to the bullpen, and it looked like they were trying to bridge that 8th inning to get to you in the 9th. How did you feel coming off that 50-plus pitch outing that you had a couple of days ago, and how'd you feel like you handled that tonight, the 4-out save?
It started the other night as soon as the game ended. I know I had to do some extra stuff because we got to do everything we can do to win every single game here. I felt good. Coach Lem and Coach Fox are really good about not pushing me past any limits that I don't want to push past. I felt good, and I wanted to get the last 3 outs, and I happened to get the last 4 outs right there.
Steve Robertson.
We all know how competitive you are, and I know you would pitch every inning of every ball game if you could, but what did it mean to see your guys go out there in that bullpen, Parker, everybody, it seemed like everybody that's been out there did a great job and did a job to kind of get it to you. So it's a guy that's had to carry a lot of the heavy weight. What did it mean to see those guys, get it going?
It's awesome. Those guys, they're dudes. They're every single guy out there. They're awesome. Preston coming in right after Christian, and then Chase coming in first and third with 1 out and getting that double play. That was huge. And then Cam Teller coming in there and getting those 2 outs, first and third, 1 out. Parker Stinnett looked good, and Cade looked good. They all look good. But it's really fun to watch right there. I don't think they get enough credit for how good they are. So it was really good for them to go out there and really shove tonight.
Nick Suss.
You said you had to do some extra stuff to be sure you'd be ready for tonight. What extra stuff did you have to do, and when were you sure you would be ready for tonight?
Just some extra recovery stuff. Nothing too big. Having to come on short rest. It's not easy, but with our support staff, our trainers, our strength coach, they're the best in the business. So just getting with them and doing everything I can to be ready for today. I knew in the back of my head that with my competitiveness that I was going to want to get the last 3 outs regardless of, how I felt.
And final question to Steve Robertson.
Obviously, as the comeback starts happening, you kind of realize an opportunity is going to happen. But what's that moment like when you complete the comeback? I mean, you look around there and you get your defense, and everybody has played a part in this. As Coach mentioned, it was a complete team game. What's that moment like when you're 2-0 in Omaha?
It's a great feeling. We didn't come here to win 2 games. We came here to win 5 games, or more if anything else happens. But it was really good to see everybody go out there and play really, really well tonight. The guys out of the pen, Hatch, Leggett, all those guys. That was the biggest team win we've had all year. That's really important late in the year. Some people can hang their heads if they're not playing too much, but I think everybody in our dugout, when the opportunity presents itself, they're gonna go out there and give it their all, and that's really important to be a championship team.
Landon, thank you so much for your time tonight. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and congrats on the win.
Thank you, guys.